Yes, sir. I've sent link.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm waiting.
Yes, sir. Yeah. And so please take your 1 hour. We'll compensate in the break since we are joining late today.
I'll stop 11 o'clock, no?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, 11 o'clock, no? I'll have to stop. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello, sir.
I'll stop at 11. I'm audible, no?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Still the students are joining. Hello, Sahil. Why the students are joining and leaving? Hello?
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Why they are joining and leaving?
Don't know, sir. We need to ask. Hold on a minute.
Okay, we'll start with our, gear cutting. So I'll show some images. This is visible, no, Sahil?
Yes, sir. It's
Yeah.
visible.
So yeah. So this is what is your gear grinding machine is. So your component is. I'll go a little quick because this
Sure.
is not.
Sure.
Hello. You
Sure,
said
sir.
something.
No, sir.
Yes. Because this is not important from examination point of view. That's why. Hmm. So here your gear blanks are mounted here, and this is what is your gear grinding wheel is or gear cutter is. So what are the different motions here? The gear blank is rotating, then cutter is rotating in both the directions. Then this can move up and down, as well as you have motion here, you have motion here also. So this was your gear teeth grinding. This was your gear teeth grinding. All right. The next image. This is how gear teeth grinding is done. That is your grinding wheel is shaped. Grinding wheel is given shaped as per the teeth. As per the teeth. Grinding wheel is given shape as per the teeth, and the gear teeth are finished. This what you can see. This is what is your grinding wheel is, and these are the teeth. Remember, this gear teeth grinding process is used only for finishing and not for teeth manufacturing. So the teeths are manufactured, then as I showed you yesterday, it goes for the hardening, that is heat treatment process, and then they are finished with the help of the grinding. This is the video what I had shown yesterday. So this is your gear hobbing process, and this gear is nothing but helical gear. This is your helical gear. Why it is called as a helical gear? Because the teeth are inclined at an angle. Teeth are inclined at an angle. This is your gear hob which is coated, uh, and this coating is titanium carbide or titanium nitride. If it is yellow coating, then it is titanium carbide. If it is gray coating, then it is titanium nitride. This is a finished gear on gear hobbing. Then after this, it goes for the hardening, and then subsequently it is ground. Subsequently, it is ground. This is what the first video what I had shown. That is your gear teeth represents the rack cutter. Gear teeth represents the rack cutter. The rack is reciprocating. Gear blank is rotating. It moves up and down. This moves up and down. The teeth are cut. The teeth are cut. Then, if the gear shaving short note is asked, if the short note on gear shaving is asked, then you can draw this picture. You can draw this picture. So this is for the gear shaving. This is important. This diagram is important from examination point of view. You don't have to show these mechanisms. These linkages you did not show. So you have motor on the top. This is what is your cutter is. The cutter rotates as well as it reciprocates also. Cutter rotates as well as it reciprocates also. Then this is a gear blank which is rotating, and there is also a mechanism to feed the cutter inside the gear blank. So this is your rotary feed, and this is your radial feed, and these are called as the strokes. These are your strokes. These are your strokes. I'll go for the next picture. So this diagram is important from examination point of view. Again, here you did not show this link and this link. Only you can show the motor on the top. Then motor is coupled to the spindle. Then on the spindle, the shaving cutter is mounted, and then you have a gear blank here. That's all. That is enough. Huh? Then you can draw one more sketch other than that, other than the previous one. This is a gear blank. Now this particular diagram shows the different mechanisms. So you have a gear blank here. Then this is your shaping cutter, which is moving up and down. This is moving up and down. Then it also rotates. So gear shaping cutter, it is rotating, and the feed is given in this direction. So this is your rotary feed, and this is your radial feed. This feed is your radial feed. This is your rotary feed. This radial feed is also called as the axial feed also, but radial feed is more appropriate because it is penetrating. The depth of cut is given along the radius. Depth of cut is given along the radius. This is how the gear hob, the gear cutter will look like. This gear hob will look like this. You have a keyway inside this. You have a keyway inside this gear hopping cutter. So with the help of this keyway, the cutter is mounted on the shaft. These are called as the gases. These gases, the purpose of these gases is to allow the chips to flow. To allow the chips to flow. This comes under the category of multi-point tooth cutter.
sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Hello,
So gear comes under the category of
hello, sir.
multi-point cutting tool. Multi-point cutting tool. Again, this diagram is important from examination point of view for gear hopping. If the short note on gear hopping is asked, then this diagram can be drawn. So here again, this is your blank. This is your gear blank. This is your cutter, that is hop, and the two views are shown here. This hop is rotating. Hop is rotating. At the same time, hop is fade to take the depth of cut like this, and hop moves across the length of the workpiece, across the length of the blank. See, initially it was here. This cutter was here with some approach. Now approach will be half the diameter of the cutter. Approach will be half the diameter of the cutter. Hmm. Then it moves like this. Okay. Then it comes here and again it retracts, come to the home position, and then it takes the next depth of cut, and like that the gear hopping is performed. So this diagram is important. If the question that write a short note or explain gear hopping, then you have to draw this diagram.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, Siddhant
yeah,
wants
please.
to join the meeting.
Sorry.
Please add him.
Yeah, just a minute. Who I join now?
Siddhant, Siddhant.
Siddhant. Tell you join no?
Yes, sir, he is in.
He's in, yeah, he's
Yeah,
in.
he,
At the end, write your attendance in the chat box. Sahil?
all right, sir.
Yeah, I'll continue. I'll zoom this figure. This is again another process of finishing the gear teeth, and this process is called as the gear teeth honing. This process is called as the gear teeth honing. Honing. हम लोग many times we use the phrase that boy need to be honed. Means what? That boy need to be, or that student need to be finished. Hmm? Means you need to apply some finishing touches. So like that. This is your ear honing process we use for teeth finishing. Teeth finishing. Again, this is not important from your examination point of view. Honing we will discuss, but that honing process will be for finishing the bore, that finishing the holes. So honing as applied for teeth finishing is not important from examination point of view. You have to just remember that what are the different teeth finishing process. So gear teeth honing, gear teeth lab, gear teeth grinding, and gear teeth shaving. out of which gear teeth shaving is there in the syllabus. Because gear teeth shaving is simple and it is economical also. Simple as well as it is economical. Anybody want to ask any doubts? It is yes. So this machine is bit complicated, and this machine is your bevel gear teeth generator. Bevel gear teeth generator means you are aware of spur gears, you are aware of helical gears. So bevel gear is another type of the gear, hmm, which is used for transmitting the motion or for transmitting the power of two intersecting axes. So you have to just remember that there is a machine which is called as the gear teeth bevel gear generator. Gear teeth bevel gear generator. Again, not important from examination point of view. As I had told, different gear teeth finishing process. So this is lapping, gear teeth lapping, gear teeth lapping. So gear teeth lapping is used for finishing the gear teeth, for finishing the gear teeth. And this is how the process will look like. So you have a master gear, lapping gear. So there are almost two or three lapping gears in which the lapping paste is fed and the part is rotated in between these lapping gears so that your teeth are finished. So that your teeth are finished. But remember, gear teeth grinding, gear teeth honing, gear teeth lapping, these three processes are becoming obsolete, or rather I will say these processes are obsolete because these are very expensive and it takes a lot of time also, time consuming also. Then how to finish the gear teeth? With a process called as the shaving, gear teeth shaving. So gear teeth shaving process is used for finishing the gear teeth, for finishing the gear teeth, which is more economical, which is more economical and it is faster also. In gear teeth shaving, you have a master gear, you have a master gear which is fed against the gear teeth blank, not gear teeth blank, which is fed against the gear which is to be finished. And in just two or three rotations, the teeth are finished. So it is very fast and it is economical also. Go for the next image. This is how your lapping motion will look like. Uh, so again, it's very complicated. So we'll skip this. Now, just look at this carefully. Look at this carefully and try to identify which kind of gears are these. So can anybody tell me what kind of gears are this? What kind of gears are this? Can anybody tell me?
Helix, helix,
Sorry, Sahil.
Bevel.
helix type.
Helical gear, sir.
Huh? Yeah, this looks like a helical gear, but it is not helical gear. This is actually a bevel gear, but it is again a not bevel gear. In bevel gear, the teeth are straight. Teeth are cut straight. In bevel gear, the teeth are cut straight. If you can note, these are curved. So these are called as the spiral. You know, these are your. This is called as the spiral bevel gear. This is called the spiral bevel gear. And if you have noticed, see the axis of these two gears are not in the same plane. Are not in the same plane. See, that is what the beauty of bevel gears is. Bevel gears are used for transmitting the drive between two intersecting shafts, and it need not be at the same center line. It need not be at the same center. Two things: the shaft will be intersecting, need not be 90 degree. It can be at 45 degree. It can be at 60 degree. Any angle where your spur gear or helical gears cannot be used, you have to go for helical gears. You have to go for bevel gears. And plus, if for spur gears, uh, usually the gear center lines are matching. Gear here in bevel gears, they are not in the same plane. See, the center line of this wheel is here, whereas the center line of this is here, isn't it? So there is a difference. They are not into the same plane. Such kind of such kind of gears are called as crown, wheel, and pinion. You must have heard this. Those who are familiar with automobile, anatomy or gearbox, this pair is called as the crown wheel and pinion. This is the bigger wheel is called as the crown wheel, and the smaller wheel is called as the pinion. Crown wheel and pinion. These are also called as the hypoid bevel gears. They are also called as the hypoid bevel gears. These gears are used in your differential gearbox. In automobile, in car, usually how the transmission is, you have engine first, then you have clutch, then you have gearbox. After gearbox, you have long propeller shaft. Then propeller shaft is connected to the rear axle. Ours is usually rear axle drive. That means the drive is given to the rear axle, and the wheels are mounted. That is, your tires are mounted on the rear axle. So how the drive is transmitted from propeller shaft to the rear axle? In between, you have a differential gearbox. And remember, the height of the rear axle and the height of the propeller shaft, they are not in the same plane. They are not in the same plane. There is a difference between the height. There is a difference between the height, and that's why you need to use this crown wheel and pinion. Crown wheel and pinion. So this crown wheel is cut on the bevel gear generator. Is cut on the bevel gear generator. Again, not important from examination point of view. This you have already seen. The this represents the rack, and this is what your workpiece is, and the teeth are cut. So this is the simple diagram which you can use in your for answering your questions in the examination. This is your gear shaving, which I was talking. Gear shaving is important, and it is being used popularly in gear shaving. This is the master gear, or it is also called as the shaving cutter, and your gear blank is mounted between center. Gear blank is mounted between center. You can see these two centers in which the gear blank is mounted. Now here you have to remember the shaving cutter is given a positive drive. Shaving cutter is given a positive drive. That is, the motor is connected to the gear shaving cutter, This gear shaving cutter is fed to the gear blank. Is fed to the gear blank. As this gear shaving cutter rotates, your gear blank will rotate. So gear blank is not rotated positively. Gear blank is not rotated positively. It rotates because of the gear shaving cutter. So it's very simple. The mechanism is very simple. The shaving cutter rotates positively. Positively means it is connected to the motor, maybe through some gearbox, reduction. Then it comes down and it is fed inside the gear blank. It is fed inside the gear blank. And if the gear width is more, let us say now, suppose if this width is 25, and if the width of the gear blank or the workpiece, I will say workpiece. Now, gear blank is not a correct word because now we have already cut the teeth, so it is no more a blank. If the teeth are not cut, then it is called as the gear blank. If the teeth are called, we will say it is the workpiece gear. So we will call it the workpiece gear. If this width is 25 and the workpiece gear is say 100 mm, then shaving cutter is moved across this. So how to achieve that motion? In that case, your table is moved in this direction. That's all. So in just 2-3 rotation, the shaving is done. So it is very fast. At the same time, it is economical also. It's not that complicated. It's not that complicated. All right. This is how the gear shaving cutter will look like. Gear shaving cutter. This is your cutter gear shaving. See, remember, I am talking gear shaving and not gear shaping. Don't be confused. Gear shaping is used for cutting the teeth, and gear shaving is used for finishing the teeth. Gear shaving is used for finishing the teeth. What we are discussing is gear shaving. We have already discussed gear hobbing and gear shaping. These are used for cutting the teeth on the blank where the teeth are not cut. Whereas gear teeth lapping, gear teeth honing, gear teeth grinding, and gear teeth shaving, these are the teeth finishing processes which are done after the heat treatment. After the heat treatment. So this is gear shaving cutter. This is how the blank is hold. Again, sorry, it's not a blank. This is how the workpiece gear is hold between the center. Workpiece gear is hold between the center, and there is the gear shaving cutter. This is what is your gear shaving cutter is. It is just fed radially inside, and then it is just moved up and down to finish the teeth. That's all. Very simple. And if we can note, this workpiece gear rotates because of the rotation of the gear shaving cutter. So gear shaving cutter is rotated positively, and because of gear shaving cutter, the gear workpiece gear rotates. Whereas in gear hobbing and gear shaping, both the cutter, that is gear hob and shaping cutter, and the blank, they rotate positively. They rotate positively. This is what you should remember. Alright, so these were few images. So I think you have now fair idea of what is gear teeth hobbing, what is gear teeth shaping, what are the gear teeth finishing processes. Videos shown. How does this machine look like? How does this machine look like? We'll just quickly, just we'll not. This is not important from examination point of view. Just to show you how the machine look like. This is what your CNC gear cutting machines are. This is CNC gear hobbing machine. This is SBO 340 CNC means 340 indicates the maximum diameter of the blank which can be mounted. This is your control. This is your CNC control. This is grinding machines, CNC grinding machine. But nowadays it is becoming obsolete. Only the institute like TIFR, that is Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, or BARC, that is Bhabha Atomic Research Center, or IITs. They have this. Even IIT, they doesn't have this CNC grinding machine. BRC, TIFR, this institute they have just for taking mm, projects, some research projects. It's not meant for professional purpose, not meant for commercial use, because they are not profit making institute. It's funded by the government, so the government funds take care of. uh, but you and me, that is, suppose if you want to become an entrepreneur, you can think of CNC grinding machine now, because the cost of the CNC grinding machine will be huge, and everybody goes for the bone, ear shaving. Everybody goes for the ear shaving machine nowadays. Hmm. So these were some pics of the machines. These I have shown the different this is gear shaping machine. Let me zoom it. Gear shaping machine. The cutter is mounted here. The workpiece is here. The the shape the gear shaping cutter rotates and it moves up and down. That is, it reciprocates, and the tips are cut. Now gear hopping machine as well as gear shaping machines are CNCs. Another gear, I think it is the same one. Same one. Yeah. Same pics. I'll just quickly go through another model. This is your gear shaving model. Again and again, I am telling that gear shaving is commonly used. Gear shaving because it is fast and it is economic, fast and economical. This is how your gear shaving machine will look like. Mostly, these are all gear cutting machine and gear shaving machines, which are CNC. They are either 2 axis or maximum 3 axis, unless you want to cut your spiral bevel gear generator. So that spiral gear generator is very complex, and those machines are manufactured only by the company called as a Gleason, Swiss machines. They're very complex and very costly also. Yes, all automobile manufacturing companies like say Mahindra, you know, uh, who manufactures gears on their own. If you visit Mahindra, their gear cutting shop, you can see these bevel gear generators or spiral bevel gear generators. They have the shops, it's a separate shop. Not only, I mean, no gear shop. I'm not talking about gear shop. See, they have gear shop. In gear shop again, they have section for spur gear, section for helical gear, section for straight bevel gear, and section for spiral bevel gear, and section for gear teeth finishing processes. Like that it is. So they are specialized. This kind of specialization you will not find. Even there are some companies who are manufacturing, only small scale companies who are manufacturing only gears. Only they don't have setup like this. But such kind of setups can be afforded by companies like Mahindra, who are the giants in automobiles, or Tata, that is Telco. If you visit Telco, you can see all these, machines. That is the advantage of doing internship in big companies, and that you get exposure to, technology. Uh, yes, there are advantages and disadvantages also, because you don't get project to work upon in big companies. They don't have time. But if you keep your eyes open, nobody stops you from learning. That is, suppose Mahindra Kandivali, if you visit, you can see right from foundry. You can see right from foundry till dispatch, and you are allowed to learn with any shop. Nobody will ask. Nobody will ask. I say. So if you have a learning attitude, then big companies are good. But the only problem is nobody has time to take your finger, and teach you. Whereas in small or medium scale companies, you are monitored continuously. They give you assignment and projects, and unless and until you do assignments or you work on projects, you don't learn unless you have very good observation, power. Then only you learn. Otherwise, it just becomes a time pass. So this is what I was talking about. Gleason, Gleason machine, who are specialist in bevel gear generators. Specialist in bevel gear generators. This what this is what is your gear teeth honing. Very complex. Now some videos. I'll quickly go through some videos. This gear shaving video I'll show you. Gear shaving video. Fanuc is the reputed control, CNC control. Fanuc has his footprint in all the areas. In you talk about CNC turning, you talk about CNC milling. Uh, Everywhere they have, developed the technology. Fanuc, if you visit their plant in Japan, you will see, uh, um, the uniform, uh, yellow uniform. Everybody has been given yellow uniform. Right from the top management to the sweeper, everybody has to wear the uniform so that there is no differentiation. So that's a integrity kind of things. So that helps to improve the teamwork. Even the canteen also there is no differentiation. Like in our companies, I'll just hold it. In our companies, most of the companies, there's a separate canteen for worker, there's a separate canteen for supervisor managers, and separate canteen for presidents. So that kind of differentiation is not there. So this is now gear shaving process. As you see, this is what is your gear shaving cutter. Now we are not mixed with water, so we are only using the oil, soluble oil. You can mix with water. There is some proportion given, 1:5 or 1:10. Hmm. This will not. Then this is in CNC gear hobbing machine. The Fotter, that is the German make. Fotter machines are very popular. Fotter, Pfauter. So Fotter, they have their own controls, CNC controls. Fotter. So they have their machine tool as well as they have their own controls. See, this is what is called a blank. इसको हम लोग blank बोलते हैं, which is turn. Hmm? Again, we use soluble oil. Why you are using soluble oil? Why we are not mixing with the water? Because see, now this is a multi-point cutting tool. Multi-point cutting tool. Lot of heat is generated. Lot of heat is generated. So that's why we use soluble oil. The soluble oil will have good quenching characteristics. Good quenching characteristics. So fish as well as cutter, they remain cool. They remain cool, and the heat dissipation is good. So both, see, now both are revolving positively at different speeds. Remember, so this receives is drive through linkages and through some mechanisms, as well as workpiece also receives drive through linkages and through mechanism. Whereas in gear shaving cutter, only the shaving cutter is rotated positively. Only the gear shaving cutter is rotated positively, which is not so in gear hobbing as well as in gear shaping. See, now the gear hobbing cutter is being moved from bottom to top. that is from down to up. I'll just take it little forward. In this particular cutting, the full depth is taken. Full depth is taken. This is called as a mandrel. This is what you see here. This arrow. This is called as the mandrel. So you have a center here. So the workpiece is is mounted on a mandrel, and the mandrel is fixed between the center. The mandrel is fixed between the center. You can have two or three blanks, on the mandate. Sometimes even four also. So your production is four times. Your production is four times. Here you have to take care that this cutter it doesn't cut this nut. See, this is a blank on which there is a bush on which there is a nut which is used for clamping the gear. Yeah. In just one, this is a single depth of cut. In just one depth of cut, the gear teeth are finished. Gear teeth can be manufactured by milling, but the milling is very slow process. This is Manek gear hobbing machine. This is Manek gear hobbing. This is the Indian machine. Indian machine. Manek brand. This is a blank. This is how your gear hob is put. This is your gear hob. See, this is a key. These are the pushes. This is called the arbor, machine arbor. The machine arbor. This is what is your gear blank is, which is mounted between center. Then you have used nut for locking. Now the hob is fixed. Hob is fixed. This is the setting part. Setting part. Hob is rotating as well as blank is also rotating. These are the different, mechanism which I was talking, which transmits the drive to the gear hob. This transmits the drive to the gear hob as well as to the workpiece. So the hob will traverse either from top down, from down to up. Now here the hob is moving from up to down. That is from top to bottom. Again, full depth is given here. Full depth is given. This is what is your helical gear is. So in just one go, the gear is finished. So tomorrow we will discuss about some, uh, more about gear hopping, and also I will discuss the notes also. You can write your attendance in chat box, and if you have any doubts, you can please ask. Everybody is present here. Advait, I'm just taking call.
Yes, sir.
Advait, Amok, Amok is absent. I'll mark him absent. Dimple, absent. Harsh,
Yes, sir.
Hasnan.
Present, sir.
People are joining and just moving around. Madhavendra,
Present, sir.
Pranav, Renan,
Present, sir.
Rutika, she's not there. Sahil, Samyak,
Present, sir.
Sir, present,
Sanskriti.
present.
Yeah.
Sahil present.
Sanskriti, yeah. Sanskriti, yes,
Present, sir.
present here. Shubham,
Present, sir.
Siddhant, yeah. Siddhant,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
and Upkar.
Present, sir.
So Amog, yeah, Amog, Dimple, and Rutika, I think they are not present. Okay, any doubts? You please ask. Otherwise, we'll leave. So thank you so much.
Hello.
Yeah, Dimple. Yeah. Have you,
So I'm
yeah,
present.
where are you? You're not responding.
So actually
Huh?
my mic was not working.
Okay, okay, fine. No problem. Uh, this your assembly drawing I am not able to read. Whereas yesterday Renan said no, he has made it very beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able
Okay.
to
Sir, I've
read
taken the
all the models
screenshot of
and
the
their
chat
assembly
box.
was.
Yeah, I'll put
Sorry,
it again.
yeah, Renan, you are there, no?
Yes,
Hello.
sir.
What's
Yeah,
up?
good, good. You have done very good drawings. Yeah, I appreciate. And see, out of 50 marks, no, 10 marks are reserved for that is when we'll meet in the college. That time you have to submit the printouts, isn't it? So that time I'll see. So now the marks, these 50 marks is divided into 40 plus 10. Okay, right? So 10 marks will be awarded when you submit the printout in the college when we'll meet. And
Okay, sir.
Okay,
mostly
sir.
we'll be meeting in the college, hopefully. If in case if you are failing to meet, then we'll think of something. We'll go as per the guidelines
So, do you
of the
know where when our college is going to start? Any hint?
mostly it will be end of September or beginning of October, hopefully, optimistically. Otherwise, there will be different solutions also. You don't have to worry. But why I am teaching you this all these practicals, because we should not stop our learning. You know, whether you have laptop, you don't have laptop. We should not stop our learning.
Hello,
And
sir.
yeah, and why I'm giving
Sir,
you the
even
assignment.
Rutika was present. Her mic is not so good right now.
Yes, yes,
Not
yes, yes,
working.
yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I noted it. Yeah, only Amok and Rutika, they are not responding. I think they are left. So the purpose of giving the assignment is that you will work upon, you will send it, and if you have any difficulties, we can discuss. That's why. And at the same time, it is reducing your work also, isn't it? Submission work. Okay. So thank you so much.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So I'll stop the meeting now.